Central America.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, so we have Reheat Clothing. Take it away.
I'm Gabriel De La Paz,
Caden Howe.
I'm Adam Wable.
and we're Reheat. You go into a thrift store with like $20 in your pocket, and you're looking for a certain amount of clothing item or a certain item that you want, like a suit jacket, maybe a T-shirt, maybe like a pair of pants. And you go in there, you normally don't find what you need. So for us, we go out. We are kind of like a service. We go out to find clothes for people, and we are going to be an online thrift store to help people find the clothes that they want. But it's also when you go thrifting, you find clothes that have stains, holes, not really the right size. So it's very not specific to yourself. So for us, we will help you find the clothes that you desire, and we have looked into the future, and by the year 2026, the reselling clothes, thrifting clothes will exceed about to $82 billion. But even online marketing and like online clothes like Depop, they sell like it's going to be increasing every single year.
Yeah, and so like basically the biggest thing is what we do is we go into these thrift stores that the average person will go to, so like Goodwill and Savers and stuff. And so what our service is that we want to kind of pick out the grails, like the really nice clothing out of there, and kind of resell it so that you don't have to go to the thrift store and go through the trouble of searching through all like the messed up, dirty clothes. You know, it's all going to be in one spot. It'll be like an online hub to find all the grails that you find at the thrift store.
And normally you go thrifting, you go to one location, you can't find something, you go to another location, can't find something, and then you end up spending a lot of money on your gas trying to go from one place to another, where we can find it for you and just provide the service to you. And like I said, when you go thrifting, you find shirts that you may like, and they might have stains, might have holes, they might be very poor quality, like very thin too, so they won't be able to sustain for too long.
So basically the thing that we wanted to get into right away was the competitors. It's very when you look at your competitors, you're gonna find small local resale shops like the Juncture and Stans, which the Juncture is located in Joliet, Stans is located in I believe Hebron, and the thing is about competitors is it can be anybody from selling online clothes to having like their own store. So it's a very popular business right now, and like Gabe was saying, is it's a very growing business, online thrift, and because that's just like the style that kids are going for right now. And so that's kind of like the customers that we're catering to are like younger high schoolers that are looking to get that vintage resold workwear style. So that's kind of who we're catering to.
So our marketing plan going forward, first and foremost, we want to increase our social media presence and following. That also helps us with analytics. We can see kind of what's going on, and we can see the amount of people that are looking at our stuff to purchase. We want to distribute, especially around Huntley, word of mouth, around the school, and then expanding what social media, social outlets that we use. So especially our website, but we're also on Instagram, Depop, and a few other social medias that help us get out to people. So this is our Instagram. We can see we've posted clothes that we currently have up for sale, just trying to get our image out there, trying to get people to see kind of what we're putting out there for sale so that people can kind of get an idea of what we're offering.
And this is kind of just like the example of like the style of clothes that we also want to purchase. It's more like that vintage look, like Caden said. And these are just like to show our inventory stock, so like people can like also reach out to us to see what they would like to see in our inventory and what they would possibly like for us to buy.
And recently, we actually have been growing daily over this past week. We've been averaging like 5 to 10 followers a day. As you can see, in the last 30 days, reached 160 accounts. And we made this account about 2 months ago. So our original screenshot, actually originally when we first took it, had about 360 accounts reached in the first 30 days. So that was pretty cool.
So this is our unique value proposition. So we're not just going to be just an online thrift store. We're going to be also going out to find clothes for the person who wants to be interested in our company. And as well, we have these two different like care packages that you can purchase. It's kind of a surprise package where you can get the oven, which is a smaller box, or the bigger box, and the microwave, which is a smaller box. Pay like a minimum purchase of like $45 for a surprise box. You put in your sizes, your shirt size, your pant size, and we put down together a fit for you that matches, like right there, the camel shirt, the jeans, and the hat is going to be like a random item we throw in. So maybe sometimes it'll be shoes, maybe like a bracelet, a hat, maybe some sunglasses, something random to like spice up the box. And then with the oven, it's just, you know, either like 2 shirts, 4 shirts, maybe 2 pants, 2 sweatshirts, and maybe 2 hats.
So this is our website. Down here is a QR code if you guys wanted to use that. Our website is not fully functioning yet. We're still in the it's still in progress. But here's some of the stuff that we have on sale, how it'll look, and yeah, we're adding to the inventory every week. So our costs, our startup costs, we average unit is going to cost a different price. Obviously, your shirt's going to cost a little bit more than maybe pants or a jacket, so it's kind of hard to define. But we say that every item has a price range of about $5 to $25, and again, that's based on quality and the manufacturer. And then our everyday, or not every day, but our costs every year are going to be about $408 per year for the cost to run our website, to have it upgraded, to be able to have a domain, to be able to accept online payments, to be able to gain analytics from that. So that's $34 a month. So here's our market statistics. So we estimate our total addressable market at about $1.2 billion. That's taking into account the United States population and taking just the amount out of that population, as well as percentage of people who buy thrifted clothes. So that is 48, 39% respectively. Serviceable addressable market, we estimate that to be about $130 million. So obviously a little bit smaller of a market, and we take into account the percentage of American men that are 15 to 30 years old, because that is our target market. And then the market that we really think that we can attain if we maximize what we think we can do is we think we can make about $1,700, reaching 19,500 customers from across the web and across Huntley, in the high school and online. So here's our revenue model. This is what we estimate that we think we can make as far as the amount of purchases go. So obviously it goes up incrementally over the course of the year. And then, yeah, down there is a little bit more simplified version of that.
Yeah, and this is definitely like a perfect projection. This is what an ideal 12 months of being in business looks like. Steady growth, no bad months, and obviously you have to think about that there's going to be a month where you don't sell as much as the month before. Like it's never going to be perfect. So this is just our idea of a perfect projection for basically our first year.
So our future plans, by February 5th, we want to post our new editions of clothes on Instagram. That's a lot of where our marketing is taking place. By February 15th, we want to analyze our sales data and pivot if we need to, maybe buying different clothes, advertising elsewhere, try to maximize how we're getting out there, maximize the amount of sales. By March 1st, we want to have the website completely set up and ready to go so that we can put it out there and it looks very clean and organized. By March 4th, we want it to go live with our complete current inventory of everything we've purchased up to that point. So our minimum viable product, so our unknown assumption is that people are willing to buy from our shop, because at the end of the day, we do not know that. Obviously, we're a startup, so we have to go out there and find that out. So in order to test this, we use kind of a version of the concierge method by going out to people, seeing if people were willing to buy, tracking sales, and tracking analytics on, especially Instagram, but going into the future, hopefully our website as well, so we can see how many people are looking through it, see how many people are buying, see what people are interested in, and then also asking people kind of what they want to see or what they'd be willing to buy.
So this is our funding request that we are actually going to be asking for right now, broken down. $700 in total funding, $500 to a Goodwill gift card, because I think that's just a general place that we can go to. It's only to Northern Illinois Goodwills, which is definitely what we'll be shopping out of, since that is the area. it's nice because it's not to just like one store, one place like Amazon or something. We can find different products at different places, at different stores, so that'd be pretty reliable and nice. $136 to an established website domain where we can actually sell off of instead of just from Zelle and cash and stuff. We can actually have a place where we can sell our items, and it looks a little bit more professional and not as sketchy as like just Zelle to Zelle and stuff. So that's kind of our idea. And then $64 to a liquidity cushion just in case for unexpected expenses. And then these pictures below are just kind of ideas of the clothing that we are buying and purchasing. This is some clothing that we have right now too, so kind of cool.
So once again, we're Reheat Clothing. We are in a market that could potentially reach $82 billion in the near future, as well as we go out and find clothes of thrifted clothes and secondhand clothes for other people, and we make it easier for other people to shop.
Okay. Thank you. I guess if you guys have any questions, now would be the time.
Sheldon's ready to rip
Yeah.
So real quick, so how are you actually collect money?
So right now, actually, the money that we have right now. You mean to buy
Like
clothes?
when someone buys clothes from you, how are you going to collect money? Did you say you can do it as a Zelle transaction?
So yeah, that's kind of what we have right now: are Zelle transactions, cash, and then we actually store the cash just like in a place that we can use to go out and further buy more clothes for our inventory.
And the money that we get up to start off, we actually started off with like donations from other people or like friends, our own closets, and we started building revenue off of that, and then we use that money to go purchase more clothes.
So in terms of, I guess, like on your website, how are you like let somebody know that the product's still available or it's been sold? Like, how are you guys planning on doing that? Is it gonna be, are you looking to have like an e-commerce presence, or is it just gonna be, you guys kind of, if somebody buys something that you'll kind of just put sold underneath it?
Yeah, it'll be kind of like when we want to go back.
Yeah,
to
if
the
you wanna go back to the
it says
website
out of
page.
stock. So once they purchase, it'll only have like one like product under it. So it would be like on Amazon where there's like multiple products and then they don't even list when it's out of stock or not.
Okay, so how do they let you know that they want to purchase that?
So far we haven't set up, like Kaden was saying, we need to like expand our like domain. So like we need to like pay like $36 a month, so that way we can actually set up the transaction, so that way they can actually input what they want and they can purchase it. But then that'll pop up the out of stock, and then once we get like the money, they'll put in like their information, and then we reach out to them after the transaction.
And then storage, are you guys planning just putting stuff in people's basements? Like, how are you planning kind of putting where your inventory is gonna go?
Right now we have it in a box in my basement, and we're just collecting that, and so we get like more money from other clothes, and then we can start opening up like another place where we can store clothes in like a secure location.
And organize it as well.
And I guess the last thing I was to say is that, you know, there's also a way you can kind of cut out going to Goodwill, and that's asking people directly for donations.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because I don't care. I just want stuff out of my house. You know, I don't like care. Like, I'm not gonna get anything for a tax deduction that makes it worthwhile. But if you want to come and pick that stuff up and sort through it, take the rest of it to Goodwill, that's fine with me. But that's like where I would really hammer going after is like talking to people, saying like, hey, you have clothes you're looking to get rid of, because why spend money if you don't have to?
Right, exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
So that reminds me of last year when they did a team that did the sports thing. We had the same thing, and Nancy was a woman that was with me, and the two of us as moms were just like, get this crap out of my house, and I will give it to you for free. I'll pay you to take it, honestly, like just take it. So I think that that's a really good point, asking for donations, especially utilizing your park district and places like that that can have a big kind of foot traffic presence. People are looking to get rid of stuff. And then I had the question about the e-commerce thing too, so I'm happy that you addressed that. One thing to keep in mind if you are going to be buying items, I know that there's a variable in the cost that you'll be paying at a respective thrift store, wherever you may go. But you're going to want to cap your per item spend, so you're just going to want to keep that in the back of your mind, because you don't want to compress your margin, right? At the end of the day, you're trying to make money.
Right.
So if you're spending more, and then let's just say that baby Yoda thing doesn't sell or whatever. And you sit there and then you have to reduce the price to get it out because ultimately you want to get it off, right? And so then you're losing money. You don't want that to happen. So you're going to want to cap or have a budget in mind of how much you're willing to spend on each item. It seems there's really no fixed cost, it's free cost of goods, so that's something that you're just gonna wanna kind of mentally think through. I like that you're differentiating cost per an item, but certain things might be worth more, especially the ones that are higher, so like a vintage Chicago Bull shirt might be worth more than a generic, we'll call it Under Armour shirt, right? Whatever it may be, so you might wanna kind of think through that as well, not doing a one size fits all, especially since it's such a variable. I don't know the marketability of thrift shoes. I personally would never buy thrift shoes. It just seems a little off to me, so I might pivot from that to maybe hats you mentioned or things like that. So something that I thought of. I couldn't figure out your target audience at first. It took a while for me to figure out if it was men, women, or just men. So that make that more clear up front, just in your presentation. I think that the oven and the microwave thing is a really good idea. That's a bundle idea that a lot of places are doing, so I think that's a really good idea. Because people like mystery boxes. Let's see. You mentioned a lot about holes and stains from thrift stores. I'm trying to understand how you're tying that in with what you're doing. Like, I don't know the purpose of that statement on repeat. Because I'm not going to go buy something that has holes and stains in it, and you're not going to sell something that has holes and stains in it. So I just don't understand that piece of it.
Yeah. So basically, kind of.
And I'm sorry. Let me just clarify that one more thing. I thought you were restoring things.
Okay,
at first,
right.
when you kept
Okay.
saying that, I thought that you were going in and cleaning and restoring, and
Okay.
so that confused me for a little bit too. So either cut that from your presentation,
Okay.
or say we're going to look for good quality so that you don't have to.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you ask about COGS? I had a question about their COGS.
Well, I said that they have no fixed pricing, so they're going to have to either keep it in the back of their mind because their cost of goods is inconsistent. There's no straight cost of
Yes.
goods, so they're going to have to keep it in their mind. I'm not willing to spend more than $3 on a shirt or $5 on a shirt. They're going to have to keep that across the board. But if they are going to pay higher for an item, if they think it's something that will sell, they're going to have to charge more than just their flat $15 shirt cost. Because
Yes.
some shirts are worth more than others. So yes, I didn't label it COGS, but yes.
Perfect, thank you.
You know me, I always bring it up.
Figured.
Wow. Thanks. You obviously put some lot of thought into it. First thing, you lost me with your name, Reheat. What does that have to do with clothes? And you were totally gone. Yeah,
It's
but hang
like-
on, let me finish. Then I finally caught up with the idea of the oven and the microwave. I'm going, oh, I catch on now. So if I'm just on there initially going reheat, so I struggled with that. And then just to show you how my thoughts went, is then I'm going, oh, you're going to be a personal shopper for secondhand clothing. I like the term personal shopper for secondhand clothing. That sounds a little more sophisticated, okay? Versus whatever. Then, you mentioned goodwill. I'm going to just bullet point things with you. It's not a logical thought. Is that, well, when we were cleaning out our house, goodwill, have I done Goodwill? Sure, I went and bought a jacket last year for the chamber event, whatever, and it's unfortunately still in my closet, so you may have it along with the tie. But anyway, we went down, I drove all the way down to, where is it, St. Charles or Geneva or something stupid like that, and donated the entire back end of my wife's SUV to Salvation Army. Because I had a personal preference, not me, but through my father, that's where I took things. So you're going to Goodwill, why not a Salvation Army or other clothing recycling, selling type of things? And just not challenging with it, just having you think about it. And you were mentioned Joliet and Hebron. All right, where are their sources? Where they source products? Are they finding something that, oh, we never even thought of that? Like, I don't know, Salvation did. But, or maybe there's just a bolus of inventory in one of these places where they sell them and they just need to clear them. Now, there are such things as overstock too. They're not used. And I don't know if you really want to get in there. It doesn't sound like that's in your business model. But there's things like that. They just got to get rid of things, and that might be interesting. That is a slide that I actually made a note about. When I see the tan t-shirt and I want it out of stock, nah. Is that intentionally out of stock because you know you can get others like it? Or is this a bait to get my interest to dig deeper? Or how long are you going to keep out of stock there? Because if I want it to, oh, now I'm bummed, you know? And is that going to create a negative? I don't want to look anymore at this site. So just a couple of comments about there. Okay, sorting when you receive the material, now you're bringing it in, because I wasn't too sure if you're bringing in during your presentation, or you're going to inventory it, or you're just going to outsource it with field and bring it in, whatever. And my concern was that, how do you know it's even going to be there when you find out somebody wants it? It's gone. Now you're irritated me again. So it's sort of like the backup, not just one product, sizes, whatever the case may be. Mystery boxes, I thought that was pretty funny. I loved it. You say you have some new accounts that have been using it, right? What's the profile of those people? What are their ages? Is it really, I think you said 15 to 30. Is that really where you're targeting your market based on those profiles? Don't know. But, certain people at other ages, they might need it, like some idiot went to buy a jacket to go to their Chamber of Commerce annual dinner. And so, that was me. But anyway, but that's not where the volume is. It's something that people would wear every day. So I kind of like that. Use of vintage. And I'm not, yes, I am actually vintage. So anyway, if you're vintage, I think of, the old vintage, 50, 100 years old styles or whatever, versus something that was, novel, say, 5 years ago. I don't see that as vintage. So pick your words carefully. Words matter when you use the name for vintage. Yes, go jump in.
Sorry, real quick, are you guys, I guess after we were to, some of the other questions made me wonder, are you guys also trying to have people tell you what they want and you go out and shop for them personally? Or are you just saying hey, we're gonna put all this stuff on the website and whatever somebody wants they'll buy?
That's kind of like our unique like business thing. It's they can either tell us oh, we would like to see more of this, and then take a poll kind of and see what other people like, or they can tell us personally, hey, I like this jacket, can you find one like this for me?
Okay, so how will they communicate that with you?
Instagram DMs.
Okay.
As well as our
Yeah,
our
that's
website.
my comment initially. This diatribe was personal shopper, ooh, or used clothing. Ooh, okay, that's novel. That's kind of interesting, just like you just identified.
One more comment back to across the goods and you buying things from Goodwill. I would imagine that Goodwill marks up specific items that's donated to them, similar to kind of what we were talking about, something that's more appealing than other things. So that's another kind of check mark of looking for donations rather than buying, because there's already going to be a profit margin built in for Goodwill. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind too. You're essentially feeding their profit margin to then price yourself higher to then get some sort of profit on top of that. So it's something to kind of maybe pivot a little bit. If there is a very specialized item somebody's looking for, sure, we'll look for it. But if there's not a specialized item, you're looking for generic stuff, start with the donation route.
I agree, the donations are really critical because Goodwill's not a bunch of idiots. They're making profits. They claim to be not for profit, but they're making profits. And so they're going to do they get donations, and what do? And if you're going to source from them, you're now no longer competitive with them. You're up here. They may need to clear inventory, but the reason they have to clear inventory is space, yes. Maybe nobody wants to buy it.
Well, but
And that's the last thing
it's
you
the
want.
economic use of people's time is
Yep.
what they're really trying to hone in on, which is true. I mean, every dollar, every minute that passes can be quantified from a money's perspective, so I understand what you're looking for, but at the end of the day, I still will go search a rack, whether it's spending $10 extra.
Well, and the other thing you have to remember too is a lot of times at donation places, they have people that are already, so like you said, sort of Goodwill actually has people they know what to look for, so that stuff's getting pulled out before it ever hits the sale floor. Then they're putting it up on a website. So if you can have people donate to you, then you get to be the one who's choosing the stuff that you want before it ever goes to a Goodwill.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of the line. I love it.
Awesome.
Now, the final thing is returns. What are you gonna do with, the returns to satisfy clients, customers?
We have like a 15 to 30-day policy. So it's like once they get it, they can like use the shirt, see if they like it. But like right now since we're doing it locally, since we don't have any way to, sell transactions online, we let them try on the product, see if they like it. If they like it, they can keep it. And then we do the exchange. And then once we start selling on a website, that's when the policy is gonna really kick in a lot more.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna stop them because we got another group going, and I want to make sure they have enough time. So thank you guys. If you have other questions or things, just write them on the paper, and I'll certainly share the feedback. So thank you, Reheat.
Thank you.
All right.
Guys?